Hey everybody, Rick the Radio Guy here, once again demystifying Cisco IPICS. Today we're going to talk about some features in the Instant Connect 4.9 client for Android. This was built for large organizations that might have large numbers of people on different channels, but there might occasionally be a need to send broadcast announcements out to all those folks. The new Android client has a couple new types of virtual talk groups. These new VTGs are called the Scan VTG and the Broadcast VTG. So let's dive right in here and let's add a Broadcast VTG. What the Broadcast VTG does is allows you to have a group of channels into which you can broadcast a message. And you may be saying, but Rick, I can already do that from the IDC if I use the All Talk feature, or if I multi-select channels. And yes, you certainly could do that. What we're enabling here is the ability for a user on an Android client to actually have one of these broadcasts so that they can talk to everybody on the channels at the same time and on different channels. So I've got a couple channels here I've added. I'm going to use my search feature and filter on an ops view, and I'm going to bring in just a couple more channels over here that we might want to have. So what I'm doing is I'm dragging and dropping in all the channels that I want to have the ability to broadcast to from one channel at one time. So you can see I've got CSS shared and support, shared all, demo shared, and demo sales. If I hit save and I activate this VTG, if I go to my mobile client and I select the talk line called broadcast, then I'll actually be sending a broadcast message out to all the other clients on all these channels simultaneously, just as I could have done it by selecting multiple channels in my IDC and using the All Talk feature or using multi-select in the IDC. This gives us a way to do it on the Android client. Okay, let's look at another type of client called the Scan client. I've created a couple other Scan demos here, and what this is for is a person who's using an Android client and wants to be able to scan between multiple channels. So let's say I go over here to the Scan demo channel, and I want to be able to scan any of the shared channels that we have here. I may even add in the sales demo channel. Now notice I filtered them. Now I need to drag and drop them into the group. I now have a group scan of these demo sales and shared channels. So now I just have to select the VTG called Scan Demo, change it to active, and there we go. I now have a Scan Demo VTG. But Rick, you're saying you don't have any people in there. Who can actually use this Scan Demo? Well, this is where life gets a little bit tricky. I can actually go out here and I can choose users. I'll pick the guys and gals who I want to add. Well, you can see that that could get old. It takes a while to actually go in and add all those folks. So what we actually suggest you do for scans is to add the users from your mobile client. And we're going to have another video showing how to do this from the mobile client. The other place you can do this from is from the Incident Dispatch Console, and we'll show you that a little bit later. I'm going to reactivate that because I changed it, and now these folks will have that scan capability in there. Well, Rick, you're saying that's awful difficult. There must be an easier way. Well, there is one easier way. I can come over here and I can add user groups. So we've got our scan external demo that we created. I have a user group that I created called Cisco Sales. So why don't I take all the Cisco Sales folks from the user group, put them over there, hit save, activate the VTG, and now all these folks should have the ability to also use that particular scan group. So that's how you can do this from inside the GUI. The easier way to actually do this is to go at it from the IDC. So I'm going to log out over here, launch the IDC, and we'll come right back. I'm launching my IDC, hitting my splash screen. What we're going to do is we're going to use the ability to go in and add, delete, create, modify virtual talk groups from inside the Incident Dispatch Console. Okay, so I've got my IDC up. Let's say I want to add folks to the Scan Demo VTG. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to click on Scan Demo, and I'm going to see the people in here. I'm going to say let's add more folks. So we'll do the filter by users. We'll do the add, and I can search and add people by the username. So let's add Alex and Ali and Andrew to that, and that'll be fine. And the other thing I can do is I can just click here and say, let's add one or more users. And I've got 2 pages of folks here who I can choose to add. Why don't I just say, let's add everybody on this page? So there's another way to add people to the group. I can also add more channels to the group if I wanted to. I can do all that type of administration from over here in the IDC. Where this product really excels is when you do this from the Android client, and we will cover that in another video. The IPICS GUI and the IDC are kind of secondary ways to do this maintenance. So you have some limited functionality, but the functionality was really built around using the Android 4.9 mobile client. And we'll go back to IPICS. We're going to launch our IPICS. I want to show you one more thing while we're here, and that is over in the administration area in our options. And this is a new feature that's been added for working with the mobile clients using Cisco AnyConnect VPN. So you see over here we have this page called Mobile VPN Preferences. Now what this will allow you to do is to configure a piece of IPICS so that if you are in, say, a Wi-Fi covered building, and then you walk out of the area and you cross into your LTE 3G coverage, the AnyConnect client automatically launch and bring you right back up into the talk groups that you were in, logging you right back into IPICS, all transparently. So to make this work, and we've done this with Cisco AnyConnect specifically, I can select that I want to do the configure on VPN on mobile clients. I can specify the VPN connection name, which in this case is Instant Connect. I can put in the VPN host name. This is actually the device, the Cisco ASA that you want to connect to. Then I can put in the tunnel group name configured on that ASA, and I can select my authentication method. Now right now you can select the method of certificate because that's what we have in this version of the code. And to make that work, your network administrator will need to generate a certificate and a one-time password for each mobile device that someone wants to use. So everyone will have a unique certificate and a unique one-time password, and then what they'll do is they'll log in, they'll put in the one-time password, they'll download the certificate into their device, install it, and then you'll be able to transition between Wi-Fi connected environment and your carrier provided environment. That pretty much covers the new features I wanted to show you today in Cisco Instant Connect 491 for the Android. All right, have a great day.